Hey everybody, today we're going to be learning how to draw Bartemeus from the New Testament. So Bartemeus was a blind man and Jesus healed him, and he restored his sight. And so yeah, today we're going to be doing the more advanced version of this. There's also a simple version we'll do in a bit too. But let's start. Let's do step by step how to draw Bartemeus. And let's do it. So step one, we are going to actually start out with drawing his blindfold. Let's just give him a blindfold. So we're going to do one line, a slight curve that way, and a slight curve this way. That's step one. Step two, we're going to connect both of those with a slight smiley face curve. But if you do it straight, no worries. All right, now step three is we're going to do a half circle to the right. And step four, we're going to do two little, let's see here, what shape is this? Almost teardrop shapes or fin shapes. We're going to go 1, 2, and then 1, 2. Okay, so maybe that's 2 steps there. And next step, we're going to draw his chin, or basically the bottom of his face. Now his face is long, so you're going to go down pretty far with this. Remember, I recommend doing this with a pencil first. So draw 2 lines down like this, and remember to draw soft in case you need to erase. Now I'm going to connect that with a kind of a curvy line. All right, see that? Now let's draw his nose. We're just going to go down, up. And the next step, we're going to do a frowny face, a rainbow shape curve. And 2 lines, one to connect it and another line to show the teeth. All right, next step, let's do the top of his hair. So let's just do a smiley face shape right there. Okay, and the next step we're going to do 2 lines to connect it down, one here and one here. Next step we're going to draw the top of his hair. Now from the edge of the blindfold we're going to go up, so down to up over here and down to up over here as the same step. Now, I don't think I did this on purpose, but maybe I did just subconsciously, but because his name's Bart or Bartemeus, I think maybe that spiky hair was in my brain of why I made his hair spiky, but this is kind of funny. I don't recommend watching The Simpsons, but I did as a kid, so anyway, it's just kind of funny. I think there's some good episodes, but overall it's probably not good to watch. Okay, so we did 2 lines going up. Now we're going to go another one. So 1 over here and 1 over here. All right, now let's do 2 more. So up, down is another step. And then 1 more to connect these 2. So 1, then 2. All right. Okay, there's Bart or Bartemeus's hair. Now we're going to draw, that same style there is actually found in a couple other spots in his body. It's something that's good with art is to have some repetition and pattern. So his hair is kind of spiky, and you see his what do you call this? His sleeve. His sleeve is kind of spiky. This and the bottom of his kind of shawl or cloak or whatever you call it he's wearing. So we use that pattern throughout, so it's good to have patterns sometimes. So we're going to go 2 lines this time. Okay, so 1 over here, and just go down a little bit, and let's do 1 over here. All right, so kind of matching that. Now we're going to do 4 lines to connect these. We're going to go down, up. Okay, so we're going to go down, up, down, and then this up one should connect to that end, up. All right, that's kind of tricky. Now we're going to draw his arm going up. So from right here, we're going to go 2 lines, one here and one here. So one up and one up, kind of like that. All right, now his hand's a little tricky, so we're just going to do this step by step. Let's do a big curve, kind of a, I don't know what to call that shape, just kind of a curved line going up that way. And let's do an opposite curve, a lot smaller, going up this way. Okay, so that's another step, those 2 lines like that. Now this is slightly easier. We're going to do 4 fingers, just 4 in this case. We're going to do 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4. And then the 4th one, I want it to connect to that. All right, so maybe that looks a little goofy, but it's okay. Now we're going to do his other arm over here. So again, we're going to do start out with a sleeve shape. Go 1, 2, okay, and then 4 lines to make that spikiness. So up, down. I'm sorry. It's in this case it's no, it still is 4. 1, 2, and then up, down. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, to get that shape. Now we're going to do his other arm, so very similar what we did last time. We're going to go 1 and 2. All right, now in this case, we're not going to do, the shape is going to be a little easier for his fingers. We're just going to go kind of balloon shapes, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that 4th one, we'll just try to make sure that connects to his arm. Okay, so Bartemeus, he's kneeling down, he's begging. Because he's blind, he can't really work. And so he's forced to beg for food and money and whatever else he needs. So that's what he's doing here. So now we're going to draw his kind of back curved down. So this shape is, I got to call this shape, it's just like a similar shape as this. So yeah, just a curve. I don't know what you call it, but just a curve, maybe a candy. I'll do a slight. I'll call it a slight candy cane shape. I'm gonna go way down there. We're gonna run out of space here. But that's one step. Now the next step, we're just gonna do a straight line down, go over his arm, and then continue down. Okay, if you have a pencil, you could draw through it and then erase it if you wanted to. Okay, now we're going to do another, let's call it a cane shape here, where we curve it and go straight over. Maybe we'll have space here. All right, again, let's do this shape that we've been doing, this up, down, up, down. So we'll go over, left, and we'll do 1 line to connect it. Oops. All right, now let's do his legs and feet. So 1, 2 for one leg, and then let's do another cane shape over. So I'm gonna spill over, and then a straight line down. Now we're gonna do 4 little circles here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Luckily I had some more extra paper there to finish that. Okay, now the next leg's a little easier. Just gonna go straight line over, and then let's call it a cane shape to just connect it there because it's behind. All right, now let's put a little more details here. Let's do a square right here as one step, and we're gonna do 2 lines as the next step on each side. This is kind of like a patch that's been sewed on his garment. All right, we're going to do some more details over here. There's some wrinkles in his clothing. We'll do 2 here, 2 over here. All right, let's put some wrinkles in his blindfold. We'll do 1, 2 this way, and 1 this way. And some more details. Let's put a line in for his palm, a little curved line there. Let's give him some arm hair. Okay, this is going to be just slight curved lines. Let's do 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do another 5 up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, or maybe just 4. All right, now let's give him some facial hair. Oh, sorry, let's give him some leg hair. Let's do 3 or 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, yeah, just 3. 1, 2, 3, whatever will fit on there. And now for facial hair, I like doing dots and lines. So dots in the middle, then lines kind of on the outside. So let's just put a few dots, stagger them a little bit on his chin, kind of go up and then around his mustache area. Okay, now on the edges of his face, we're going to do some prickly pokies that kind of go, some stubble that kind of go left and right, left and right. All right. So this is blind Bartemeus. So now let's draw him healed. So I'm gonna have to draw him a little smaller because I'm just running out of space here. But yeah, well, let's go for it here. So first step, let us do the sides of his face. So let's go 1, 2. Make sure you can see that. Great. And let's do the bottom of his chin. Just kind of a slight curve to connect those. Smiley face shape to connect. And I think I need to make his head a little bit taller. He has kind of a really tall head, so I'm going to make it a little taller. I don't think I did it tall enough. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, step 3. Now step 4, let's do the top of his head. Sorry, the bottom of his hair. Bottom of where his hairline starts. Okay, it's kind of a smiley face shape. Now let's give him some ears. 1, 2. That's another step. Let's do his eyes. 1, 2. Now his nose, let's just go down and up. You can make it slightly curved or pointy, however you prefer. Down and up. This time we're going to do 2 smiley face shapes to make him, give him a big smile. He is thrilled right now. If you like, you can do another line in there to show his teeth. All right, now let's do a line on the left and a line on the right to show the side of his hair. Now let's do a curve the other way to do the sides of his spikes, the first spike. Okay, and then we're going to go down and down. Okay, now we're going to go up, down, and up, down to make, these are kind of fin shapes. So 1, 2. And then let's do a bigger one. 1, and then we'll try to connect it. 1, 2. Yeah, that's pretty cool hair, huh? All right, let's give him some happy eyebrows. He is so happy. All right. He's thrilled that he can see. This is amazing. Let's give him, well, we'll do that at the end, some excitement lines at the top. So now let's do 2 lines, 1, 2, for his V-neck. Let's see here. Let's do 1, 2 for the top of his sleeve. And we're going to do, again, down, up, down, up. Down, up on that side, and then down, up, and that side. It's pretty symmetrical. Now we're just going to go straight down and straight down. All right. Now let's do his arms first. So we're going to do 2 lines up on this side and 2 lines up on this side. And now let's do our 4. Now on the left hand, we're going to actually have him holding the blindfold. So on the right side, let's do the right side first because it's easier. Let's do thumb and then finger, 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 connect it. On this side, we're just going to do the thumb first. So I'm going to make that a little longer. And then this is how I'm going to do the thumb. Kind of a curve shape, a cane shape, and then it curves around like that. Okay, so just do the thumb. Okay, now we're going to do 3 fingers over here, just oval shapes. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Okay, now see what we're doing here. We're going to have him holding his blindfold. So from right here down, we're going to do a slight curved line. And then from right here to down to there, it's another curved line. All right. Now I'm going to do a smiley face shape to connect it. I'm going to do a half circle. And then just like over here, we're going to do these kind of curved tear shapes. This is kind of where the bandana is kind of tied, 1, 2, and then 1, 2. And then we're just going to do a little curve up here to show that that's the other end of the bandana. All right, now let's move on to his body. 2 lines going down, 1, 2. Try to make those about the same distance down. Now let's go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we go, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'll try to have number 8 hit that edge. All right, 2 lines going down over here, 2 lines going down over here for his legs. Now let's do his heels first. Heel and then heel, just some curved half circle lines. Now we're going to do 2 straight lines. 1, 2. 1, 2. Pretty easy, right? Now let's give them 4 little toes, just like little W's. 1, 2, 3, 4. Over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now let's do some of those fun details. Let's do the patch, square, and then lines. Let's do some leg hair. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's give him some foot hair. That's kind of fun. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We didn't give him any foot hair over here, but let's do it over here. 1, 2, 3. Let's give him some arm hair on the top here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's give him some chest hair. That's kind of funny. 1, 2, 3. Let's do some. The middle part of him is kind of boring here. We got to put in those wrinkles. So 1, 2, and let's do another 2 over here. 1, 2, and let's give him the facial hair. He still has the facial hair. Let's do some dots in there. And let's do the pokies coming out. Awesome. Also, one last step we forgot, just one little line there to show kind of fold in the blindfold, and then let's give him some happy, exciting lines on the top, some excitement lines. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm healed. So that's cool. So let me, as I color this, let me give the story of. Let me kind of tell the story in more detail. All right, so to color this, I'm just going to use red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and then brown and pink. And I'm going to be using crayons today. I mean, you can use markers, colored pencils. Today I'm going to be using crayons. And crayons really are really versatile. It's good that they don't get too messy. And they blend really well, surprisingly. So I like starting out light to dark. So if you did this in pencil, feel free to trace it in marker. Or you can even trace it, the lines in pen, and then let's color it. So I like starting out with yellow. As always, I like doing a yellow pass on the skin and just anywhere else that I feel like it needs yellow. So let's start out with the skin. Just press lightly, press lightly. You can always get darker later, but you can't take it back. So just go light first. Put a yellow in his hair. But yeah, definitely put yellow. I mean, you can color as you want, but definitely to get a good skin color, I do like putting yellow in a lot of places. Now his kind of tunic, or whatever you call it, I'm going to make at least the middle part of it have a yellow highlight. Let's color his skin. All right, so as I'm coloring, I'll tell you the story again of Bartemeus. So he's a blind guy, just begging. I can't remember what city he was in, but he's begging, and of course he's heard of Jesus. He's heard of his fame, how he does miracles, how he heals people. And so Bartimaeus, I mean, he's I mean, it sounds like he's a grown man, right? So a lot of his adulthood is he's been blind, or I don't know how long he's been blind, but he's begging. He's begging for what he needs, and he can't provide for himself. He has to rely on other people. But he hears that Jesus is coming, and so he does not want to miss out on this opportunity for the chance to be healed. So he cries out, "Jesus, Son of David, please have mercy on me." But some people that were surrounding him were like, hey, quiet, don't bother him. But he was not afraid of what they were saying. He wasn't worried about what other people were thinking. He wanted to be healed more than anything, or at least he had a really strong desire to be healed. So he cried out even louder. He was like, "Jesus, Son of David, please have mercy on me, please." And he yelled so loud that Jesus heard him. Either Jesus heard him, or people around Jesus heard him. And Jesus. Now I'm going to get some orange. So I'm going to mix some orange in to get. I'm going to go in the shadow areas and kind of on the edges. I like for skin. I like putting kind of yellow in the middle, and then kind of a light orange pass on the edges. So Jesus called him. Or no, Jesus told people, "Hey, come bring him over." And so some of Bartimaeus' friends or just people around him talked to him and said, "Hey, Bartimaeus, fear not. The Master calleth thee. The Master calls you. He wants you to come to him." And right then and there, it said that Bartimaeus kind of threw away his, I don't know what it was, a cloak or something, but he threw away whatever garment he had. And he's like, hey, I won't be needing this anymore. I know he had faith. He had faith that he was going to get healed. So he threw off whatever clothing he had, and he comes to Jesus, and Jesus asks him, because this is kind of a test of his faith. He said, "Hey, what do you want me to do?" And Bartimaeus answers Jesus, and he says, "Please, that I want you to give me my sight back." And Jesus said, "All right, let it be according to your faith." And immediately his eyes were opened, and he could see. And he rejoiced. He praised God. It's such an amazing miracle. And it said that he followed Jesus. He followed Jesus after that. So what an incredible story. What an incredible man. In our case, like in our lives, sometimes, well, maybe most of the time, or maybe all the time, one of the first steps is just asking for help. And sometimes it's not. I mean, it's not easy to ask for help with certain problems that we have sometimes. Like, we can be embarrassed by some things that we're struggling with, or some things we need help with. And so it can be embarrassing to ask for help. But that's one of the first steps, right? You gotta admit you have a problem. And for Bartimaeus, maybe it was easy because everyone knew he was blind already, right? So he wasn't embarrassed to admit he was blind. But it did take courage to cry out. There's some other things of just not worrying about what other people would think of him. He's like, no, I don't care if I don't care what other people think. Like, I am going to cry out for help because I really want help. I need help. And he had the faith. He had the faith to do that. So asking for help is really important. So obviously, we can ask God for help anytime. Anytime we can ask God for help. In our thoughts, we can ask for help. Out loud, we can ask for help. Doesn't matter where we are. We can just say, "Hey, God, please help me." Obviously, I recommend people praying to Heavenly Father in the name of Jesus. But also, if you cry out to Jesus, you can do that. You can say, Jesus, please help me. Please, please help me. And of course, he's going to help you know what to do. With other things, we do need to ask help from other people too. There's, maybe a trusted friend or a parent or a sibling that can help us out. All right, now we get to decide some color options here. I think, so one rule of thumb, sorry, I'm going to talk about color now. But one rule of thumb is good. It's good to have the primary colors in a piece. So primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. So we got plenty of yellow. So we definitely want to have some red and blue in there, and perhaps some green. So it's good to have a mix of things. So for red, let's make the blindfold red and his patch red, and then we can make his tunic either green or blue. So you get to choose. We'll see what I decide. But yeah, sorry. So going back to what I was saying, it's just good to talk. It's good to talk to people, ask for help, tell them what's on our minds. Looks like this isn't a real red, it's a violet red, but oh well. So it's really important to talk to people. Obviously God is always there for us. We can talk to him with anything we need, but it also is very helpful to talk with other people. So trusted friend, maybe a pastor, a bishop, a church leader, a parent, anybody that you can trust is good. And the Lord will help you if you don't know who to talk to. Ask the Lord. Ask the Lord. He can help you know who you can talk to get some help. And if you need, obviously, if it's like addiction recovery, which a lot of us deal with addictions, there's hotlines, there's help things. So just you can do a Google search, ask for help. So I ended up getting some pink accidentally. I thought this was red, but I got a pink instead. So let me see if I can find a red. I think I found a piece here, but it's okay. It can have a little pink in there. That's fine. I'm just gonna get I think this is red. I'm gonna kind of color some of that pink with a darker red, just because I like to get that stark red in there somewhere. And it's okay. You can mix colors. Obviously, red and pink mix good together. So, all right. So I put a little red in there. Now we get the choice to do a little bit of blue or green in his, I'll just call it a tunic. Before I do that, let me put a little yellow. I didn't put any yellow in the middle of this one, so let me do that real quick. All right, now I'm thinking, let's do green and blue. Let's do a little turquoise. So I'll start with green, and I'll try to go lightly here. Make it a little turquoise. So this will be fun. Press lightly. You can always go dark later. On the edges, I do like going a little darker on the edges. You guys know that. Maybe we'll have a little shadow part in the back here. But yeah, so it was Bartemeus. So he had the faith. He had the faith to ask for help, but also he had the faith to follow Jesus. Like he wasn't just. He wasn't. His intention wasn't just to be healed, or maybe he didn't know in the moment. But it shows his character was. He wasn't just. His faith was so strong. He wasn't just looking to get healed. He was also, ready and willing to follow Jesus. He's ready to follow him. And, I'm sure he testified to many people all throughout his life of what Jesus did for him. So I bet he, I'm just going to suppose that he followed Jesus for a while. And then I bet Jesus was like, okay, thank you so much. And, just keep going. Keep going. Go to, thy faith hath made thee whole. And so I bet just on his own, Bartemeus was just continued to tell people throughout his whole life what Jesus had done for him. And so that's what we can do too. Jesus paid for all of our sins. And as we come to him and repent, turn our old life behind, Jesus will forgive us, the Lord will forgive us, and we can have a new life. We can have a new life. And we can tell people about it. We can tell our friends about it, our kids about it. All right, so we've got kind of a yellow-green shawl. Let's put some blue. I think it looks okay right now, but let's add some blues to this. So I'm gonna put some. This is a blue-green that I have here, so not pure blue, but I'm gonna put a shadow underneath his chin, and I'm just gonna go on the edges here and just do kind of a darker color. Maybe I'll do a blue shadow underneath his arm there. But yeah, I'm pressing a little bit harder. I'm gonna get some of that blue or green shadow towards the bottom and the edges. It's okay if you make a mistake. It's a happy little mistake, right? See, this is almost like a Peter Pan. I didn't intend for that, but it kind of looks like a kind of a Peter Pan tunic thing here. And of course, it's cool if you go over the yellow with the yellow green. It's going to be green because yellow and blue make green. But yeah, these are mixing together pretty nicely. Awesome. All right, now let's get our red out again. I'm liking how this is looking. Oh, we didn't do purple. Let's do purple first. Let's do a little bit of a shadow. I don't know if you can see. Let's just do a light purple underneath him for a little shadow. I'm gonna actually mix a little blue within that purple too. I want a little bluish purple for a shadow underneath. You could do the same thing underneath this one. But I'm liking these colors. These colors are looking good. There's a good balance of the primary colors, red, yellow, and green. There's not too much red. Red is obviously a powerful color, so you don't need a ton of red to really have red make its mark on things. In general, for shadows, you can just do a kind of a squashed oval, kind of a pancake shape. Just do it light. Purple's usually always a good shadow color. All right, now I'm going to take some red. I'm going to take the real red, and I'm going to give him some rosy cheeks over here. I like putting a little bit of red in the cheek area. I could put a little bit of red in his ears. You could do this with pink too. I'm just going to do it with this red. Now for the inside of his mouth, I'm going to try not to color the teeth part. I'm just going to color the inside of his mouth that red. Maybe I'll put a little purple in there too to make it a little darker. Obviously you could do black, but I'm just making this more colorful. All right, now his hair, originally I want to make his hair darker, so let's do an experiment. Oh, I do have brown. Yeah, let's put a little bit of brown in his hair, just on the edges. Whoops, my brown broke, it's okay. Yeah, actually, originally I was going to make his tunic brown, but I'm glad we went with the green. It's just more interesting. Make his hair a little more brown. If you want to make it darker, obviously you can get a dark brown, or you can mix in some purple or red. Looks like this isn't mixing that well. Let's try the red. Oh, I think something's wrong with that brown. Whatever brown it was, it's not letting me mix very well. But experiment. His hair kind of looks like it's on fire. That's kind of fun, huh? Oh, I like that. All right, so I'd call this, I think this is done. So good job, guys. So if you like this video and want to see more videos like this, for sure subscribe. And yeah, thank you very much for your support. And hey, read this. It's just only a couple verses. And look for the Bartemeus story in the Bible. Read about it. And yeah, and let's, remember, ask for help if you need help, and the Lord will help you. And I know He will. And thank you very much, guys. Have a good one, and God bless.